Boy, do I got a good one for you today. Oh man, today's episode is a powerful practice that I use with all of my clients to help them tap into the intrinsic motivation system within their brain so that they can get out of bed even when they feel like laying down, or they can just take action regardless of them feeling like it. Oftentimes we get into this trap in life where we know we want something. Maybe it's another level in our business. Maybe it's that next level in our relationship or in some area of life. And in actuality, we know we want it, but we stop ourselves from going after it. So in this 7-part series that I've lined you up, this is the last of the 7. And in today's episode, it is diving into the intrinsic motivation system so that no matter how you feel, you will get after it. You will do the things that is important to you, because that's what we're here for. We're here to do us, right? You're here to do you in this life and be who you want to be. And that's the most important part. But ultimately, you got to be able to tap in to the intrinsic motivation system within your mind and body to be that man. Because sometimes life can throw you a curveball. And it's my hope that you have access to this system so you know how to break through. And before we get into today's episode, I just want to say thank you for being a listener and supporting this podcast. You know, this is a self-supported podcast as of right now. We have no specific sponsors except for what programs we have coming out. And that's why we are really sharing the brotherhood, because that helps both support this podcast if you found this valuable, but also if you are looking to totally tap in to who you truly are, to be the man you want to be, and to go to the next level, this is the brotherhood for you. Ultimately, I have found that in other brotherhoods out there, they're either so hard charging where they just have no compassion or empathy, or on the other side, it's just a bunch of guys getting around and talking about their feelings. And there got to be a middle ground. You got to be able to identify a directive, have some clear objectives. You got to be able to get challenged, have the accountability so you can be the man you want to be, and also have the mental emotional support, because ultimately we all find in life that we hit those roadblocks, and that's where we need a little bit of empathy, a little bit of compassion to understand what the experience is. So instead of trying to fix you, we just help you find what is intrinsically important to you so that you can work through the emotions of that and become whole, a whole man. That is our hope. That's what the entire point of the Unbreakable Man is to make you a whole man. And so in the Brotherhood, you would get access to our online community, of course, the accountability group and the accountability challenge, the master course, Becoming an Unbreakable Man, which is what we are providing in these 7-part series here. You also get the coaching, live Zoom calls, etc., and exclusive content that only is in access for the Brotherhood. So if you find that, or if you know rather, that you are ready to step up your game, to be the man you want to be, and to live the life you love, then click the link in the description, sign up for the Brotherhood, and I am excited to see you in there and get you started. And of course, thank you for listening and enjoy today's episode. What is up, beautiful humans? This is Dr. Dave Cahotis. I am on a mission to forge strong, heart-centered, and purpose-driven men. And this podcast is here to help you stop managing your problems and start breaking free of stress, limiting beliefs, and excuses that stop you from executing at your fullest potential, living with passion, and being the man you want to be. So let's go. Starting on your path of initiation requires commitment. We've already established that in the last lesson. In this lesson, you are going to cross the chasm. You are going to step through the threshold and start on your journey of transformation for yourself. Now, if you've gotten to this point, you have learned an incredible amount of information. You've identified what's important to you. You've set your sights. You have the X on the map. You know exactly what you're going after. You know exactly where you are. And so you can identify exactly what is important to you. You've understood and started to cultivate the daily challenge. You started to step into your own ways of being. You started to, okay, I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the work. I'm going to listen. I'm going to hear the lessons. I'm going to start to think about this stuff. You've started to tap into your own emotions and started to learn how to process these things so that you know exactly what you need to do in order to be a better version of yourself. Ultimately, you have gone through a lot just to get here, and we haven't even started yet. Now, here's the cool thing. When you start this process, and you already have, I will tell you that, but when you truly do, you are committing to yourself. You are committing to a version of yourself that is exactly what this world needs. In the last lesson, I had you write out a dream life, a really dream life scenario. What kind of money are you making? What kind of love are you experiencing? What kind of body do you have? What does that look like in every area of your life? And that gave you a sense of commitment, a sense of knowing. And in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to start recognizing that we are going to commit truly to ourselves and to the world, because the world needs us. The world needs you to be the best version of yourself. Abraham Lincoln said this: if you want to help poor people, don't be poor. I'm paraphrasing, but it's such an incredible quote because it's so true. If you want to help more people, don't do what they do. Be your greatest light and then rise them up. Show them the path. Be the way. Be the light. Now, this is what I want you to think about. When we step through the chasm, there's no going back. That's it. You've committed. You're in. You're on the path. Now, of course, you're on the path no matter what, but really you are making a commitment to yourself. And I want you to think about all of the people that you can help. And in fact, let's do this practice actually right now. If you're driving, don't do this. You can think about it, but don't close your eyes. If you're just listening or if you're watching the video, then just go ahead, close your eyes. Take a big breath. And full exhale. And big breath in. Full exhale. Fall into your body. One more big breath in. Full exhale. And just be here now. And I want you to imagine you're living your dream life. I want you to imagine how amazing that is, how incredible that is, how expansive it is, how delicious it is. What kind of money are you receiving? What kind of love life do you have? What kind of sex life do you have? What kind of body do you have? What kind of home are you living in? I want you to feel that right now. Let yourself soak it in. This is important. And I want to see you living your best life. I want you to imagine that you are serving others by living your best life in any way. It could be you're tipping the barista an extra $100 during the Christmas season. It could be that you're holding space for a loved one while they go through a process of grief. It could be that you are running a nonprofit organization you've always wanted to run. Whatever that level of service is, I want you to imagine that you are living your best life. You are your best self, showing up every single day. And because you are in your best self, you get to serve that greatness. And I want you to see an individual right now. Maybe it is that barista. Maybe it's the person that needs you to hold space. Maybe it's a loved one who is just having a bad day. And I want you to imagine that they are being served by you because you are in your greatest light. And imagine that they are being helped in the way that they needed to be helped in that moment. And you had the capacity, you had the physical resources, maybe the financial resources. You had the emotional resources. You had the time because you set your life up to have more time freedom. Just feel that. And what I want you to do now is just imagine their light, them glowing because you did the work. You put the work in. You went through all of the effort, the struggle, because you are living the life you want to live. They see you as an inspiration. They want to be just like you. And how much that's going to help that person be who they want to be. And now I want you to imagine that you don't do the work, that you didn't face your own inner demons, that you didn't face your own inner resistance, that you quit, that you got halfway through, or you got a third of the way through, or even most of the way through, and you're like, I don't need this. And you stop doing the work. And maybe you even get through in the next 6 weeks and then you stop. And that same person is there. And that same person needs you. But you aren't there because you don't have the emotional resources. You don't have the financial resources to give them. You don't have the capacity to hold space because you're working on your own shit. And they needed you in that moment. And see them telling you that I needed you. I needed you to live in your greatest life so that I could live in mine. And see the ripple effect of that. How many people can they serve? And how many people can those people serve? And I want you to imagine that by you living your greatest life, you are actually helping others. By you being as abundant as you want to be, by you being as fulfilled as you want to be, you are actually helping so many more people by living your greatest life, by being the man you want to be. And now, come back to yourself and know that you are committed to this process. Know that you are committed to the experience and the expression, to do whatever it takes to see whatever you need to see inside of you, because it will take commitment. It will take courage. It will not be easy at times, though it is simple. It will require that you call on your brothers and your brothers be there for you. And should you need me, I'll be there for you. But just know that you need to do the work. You are the hero of your own story. And you have to go within to face your own darkness, to find all of the parts of you, of your psyche that you're hiding away in the dark, in the shadows, the parts of you that you're ashamed of. And you're willing to go face whatever you need to face and feel whatever you need to feel within yourself to reclaim that and to shed that light, to share yourself. And with that, I bring you back into your body, and you can come back into your awareness and open your eyes when you're ready. And I like to do that practice before stepping out into the work because it's hard. It can be hard some days. There's no doubt that there's days that I want to give up. In fact, even a couple days ago, I'll tell you that, had some big resistance in my life. And it happens. It's part of it. It's part of the process, being in it. But I get to experience so much more because I accept those parts of me. And I say, all right, I'm going deeper in, deeper still. And so in that allowing you to experience whatever you need to experience, you will find the greatest joy, the fulfillment, the freedom, the peace, the love, the abundance, all that you actually want. Because again, we don't actually want the thing. We don't actually want the $1 million. We want the feeling, the visceral feeling of abundance. Knowing that money is always at our fingertips, right? Because you can win $1 million in the lottery and then it can go away within a year. You're right back to where you started. That happens. So this is what I want you to do in this lesson. We are going to cross the threshold, and I want you to write down all of those parts. In fact, you already did it in this, I believe it was the second lesson, in all the mindsets, all of the patterns, all of the ways you hide, all of the ways you numb yourself. And I want you to write all that down on a piece of paper and put it onto one piece of paper because we're gonna do something with it. So write it all on one piece of paper. And when you get it all done on one piece of paper, whether it's a notebook or a journal, I want you to rip it out. You're going to rip out that piece of paper, and then you are going to find a place that you can safely burn it. Go to the sink, or go to if you have an outdoor fireplace. If you have a fireplace, great. If you can go to the bathtub, wherever it is. Find a place that you can safely burn it. And I want you to say this affirmation. I release these old ways. I now allow myself to experience whatever I need to experience so that I can be the greatest light that I can be on this planet. I allow myself to live my dreams and express as my authentic self. And if you need to rewind this and hear that again, by all means, go do that. But just say it out loud. And if you want to add in a couple words of affirmation, just say it as you burn that thing and know that you are crossing a threshold. You are crossing the chasm. Sometimes I like to draw a line on the floor. Like I'm physically crossing. Can't go back. Can't go back. Whatever you need to do. Even if in that moment you shed the clothes you got and put on different clothes. Maybe go buy a new outfit, whatever it is. Allow yourself to shed the old ways so that you can become the version of you that you have been calling in for years. And it requires a lot. And it's going to be a lot of work. But you can do it. And you are worthy of it. And you deserve the greatness on the other side. Now, probably wondering what's next. If you are in the brotherhood and already part of the course, Becoming an Unbreakable Man course, then this is good, right? Start there. You're going to go to the next phase. We're going to actually dive deep into the psyche. You're going to start unraveling parts of you that you might have been running from. I'm going to guide you through that path. If you are on your own and you want support and you're listening to this on the podcast, then you can just go through the website and click the link and you can sign up there. You can sign up for the course if you want to join the course. If you're in the course, you already have access to the brotherhood. I highly recommend reaching out to the brothers. And in fact, sharing with them in the brotherhood channel, what are you shedding? What are you shedding? Go to the accountability channel, go to the brotherhood channel, and just write out, what are you shedding? What's your dream? What are you calling in? It's important to be able to express that dream and what you're shedding in a group of individuals that want the best for you, genuinely. They're not going to stop you from your dream. This is your dream. And you are going to see that others can experience the same thing for themselves too. It's beautiful. If you are in the online course and you're about to go through the experience, the actual in-person experience, just know that you are going to do this hands-on. I do recommend still doing it, but you're going to go through a process, a true process. It's going to be hands-on, so we're going to do it together. It's going to be powerful. There's going to be powerful work. If you are, again, on your own and you need support in this, I highly recommend you reach out to other men. Don't do this alone. It's very difficult to be in a process where other people don't understand, where they see you changing and they might be afraid of losing you, and their abandonment might show up and they'll say, "What are you doing, man?" And so that's why having a group of other men around you that are on the same path is so powerful. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, then consider signing up for the Becoming an Unbreakable Man course. You'll get 6 weeks of the brotherhood, and then you can stay on for really, really reasonable price after that. And so I love you guys. I know you are going to do incredible work in this world. You are going to shed your light. You are going to be an amazing beacon, and you will be that which I call an unbreakable man. It just requires work. And so as the triggers start showing up, do the work, do the depth work, do the processes, do the challenge. You will find that it will change your life in 6 weeks if you commit to this. And of course, and beyond, because the work is never done. I'm still in it. It's been 7 years. All right, guys. I love you so much. I will see you in the next lesson and the next episode. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Unbreakable Man podcast. If you found this episode valuable, then go ahead and leave a 5-star review explaining how this podcast has helped you so more people can find it. If you want to be a part of the Brotherhood, then click the link in the description below. You can also check out the Unbreakable Man experience if you're ready to face a deeper challenge and change your life for the better in just 3 days. All right, guys. Thanks again for listening. I appreciate you. And as always, stay unbreakable.